What's up, witches? It's the Lunar Priest, and today we are talking about Eris. So make sure you've liked and subscribed because it really helps me to continue making content. And without further ado, let's just hop right into the video. So Eris is definitely a Martian type of astrological figure, meaning she's related to Mars. In fact, she is Mars's or Aries' sister. Either way, she's in that family of hardcore, I'm ready to battle, I'm ready to go, don't play me type of energy. She is the feminine emanation of that type of energy though. Eris has a lot of Roman, Greek mythology surrounding her, but I wanted to kind of more look at how this could impact us astrologically in terms of where this planet was when we were born. Since Eris is associated with warlike tendencies, she has a lot of stories that surround like jealousy, bloodthirstiness, a lack of mercy, things like that. So obviously our sign of Eris, like where Eris was in the sky when we were born, aka our Eris sign, might be able to tell us where we want to take a stand, where we're ready to show up, where we're ready to resort to violence or get very bold and brutal if necessary. If you're interested in me doing a whole video on each Eris sign, let me know in the comments below, because I'm kind of interested in doing something like that, maybe on the next like Eris transit, but I figured just doing an Eris video for Aries season would be cool. Anyhow, Eris is definitely an ascended goddess type of figure to me. I think that she's somebody who we can look to for like bold bravery, someone who is so committed to her purpose, her path, her belief system, is willing to take it to the next level if she needs to. But again, the whole violent thing, I don't know how enlightened that really is. I wanted to actually read you something off of my most favorite app at the moment, Time Passages. I also like the Time Nomad app. I don't know. Shout out Time Passages though. Her placement and aspects to other planets correlates to the archetype of the underdog warrior, speaking truth to power, and with also a willingness to resort to violence if necessary. Many manifestations of this archetype exist in present culture, and the discovery period is also coincident with the onset of the Iraq War. So they found Eris around the Iraq War time. This archetype represents a dire motive of the struggle for survival that is inherent in the natural world and in humankind also, and which represents once again, as with Pluto and Chiron, a darker side of our common humanity that must be acknowledged and faced in our time. Where she is located in your chart, you have the capability to make a powerful and perhaps ruthless stand for yourself and to be able to battle against all odds. So I like to think about the archetype of the dark goddess in general when looking at these types of feminine figures. There are a lot of shadowy sides of dark goddess culture in general, but these things are inherent in human nature, right? We will have to sometimes see gruesome things. We will see the lower vibrating aspects of humanity. We will see competition and war and violence and pain and all of those things. And I feel that Eris is the part of us that is interacting in that space as well. So maybe we have a more laxed, non-violent type of take on things, and maybe we'd rather just stay out of it. Maybe then we have Eris and Libra, something like that. Whereas someone like me, I have Eris and Aries. I feel very ignited when I hear about racial justice, trans movements. Like, I feel like my innate activism is very sparked up when I hear someone talking about oppression. I want to join the fight with them. I want to be there and support the cause in a sense, because I think my Eris placement and having a lot of Aries in general, I really want to get behind the movement of making change and starting up action, and being in that state of war is something that I don't enjoy at all, but I do think that I feel more called into the space maybe than someone with a less well aspected Eris, if you will. And again, there could be like pent up feelings, there can be varying levels of evolved Eris placement. So let's say I was a very unevolved Aries Eris. I might be getting into more fights, I might be talking a bunch of shit online, blah, blah, blah. But I would say maybe I'm a little bit more evolved. I try to make action, I try to donate, I try to just give the stage to the people I feel are, you know, justified to be speaking on certain problems rather than stepping in front of all of it and talking about it for myself, etc. So I think that it's important not to outcast and shun these dark goddess and astrological archetypes that are obviously regarding and surrounding situations and feelings and ways of being that aren't always like suitable or high vibe. It's important to give that space, attention, and learn about it and even honor it so that we can handle ourselves and not run away from problems, right? Sometimes there can be this toxic positivity in the space of darker feminine archetypes where we're like, no, we don't want to work with that. It's all love and light, blah, blah, blah. But when we pay attention and learn about and honor someone like Eris, we can really learn from her wisdom, right? We can learn about how these things manifest in real life no matter how love and light we are, and how we can be the best versions of ourselves within that space if we have to be in that space at all, right? So that was my purpose of making this video. But anyways, Eris is a great person to work with if you are struggling with self-worth. I have videos about Lilith. She's a great one too. Ishtar, I don't have any videos on her yet. I have a Morgan video coming soon, if it's not already out by the time this one goes out. But all of these darker goddess and astrological archetypes are great to work with if we're feeling like we don't know how to face adversity, we don't know how to stand up for ourselves, we don't know how to be bold and willing to step into the battle that may be required to get to a state or a level or a state of being, I mean, that we want to be within. And so that sense of feminine war leader willingness is a magical component that can often like send us in, right? So no matter where our Eris is, working with her, talking with her, contemplating her, making art, researching, whatever your form is of connecting to that energy can be very useful, because it then empowers us to get to know that part of ourselves and to like sculpt that part of ourselves to work in our highest and best, and also the highest and best of the collective, right? It doesn't mean start wars and be violent. It means know that that's out there, and how do you want to take part in that sense of we have to fight for this in your personal way. Like, how do you want to be in that space? Do you want to be more of a pacifist and just hold your sovereign power? Like, thinking about those things and contemplating these archetypes really helps us to develop our own unique sense of self, and in turn make the changes that we want to make. So again, if you're interested in hearing my take on all of the Eris placements that exist and learning maybe about, it could be a good jumping off point for your own self-discovery with your Eris placement, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to do it. I don't know if I'm going to yet though. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little scattered, but just gotta get out there and do it, I guess, right? Right. Okay, bye.